Hey, I'm Kev, Mr. Cole. Welcome back to TT Isle of Man Ride on the Edge. As here at the Antrim Speed Track in Northern Ireland for a 3-lap mass start event around this 12-kilometre circuit. So we haven't been around here for quite a while though, and this is our first event which we won't take part with the Super Sport bike at all. It is only the Superbike we're taking part in this event, as we've got a couple of Hondas alongside us, a few BMWs, Suter and a Kawasaki as well. Let's see what we can do in this 8-man field. Can we actually win round this circuit? As here we are revving up at the start in second. Looking to get a good getaway and take the lead, which I thought we had, until that rider got shot out of a cannon and took it from us. It looks like he's got a buddy as well, who really backed out though in the left-hander, so we take back second. Or do we take the lead through the right? Oh, that's a bit bumpy on the exit. Not quite. So we're looking into the right-hander here. Maybe not the best place to do it though, as we backed off. Oh, we're around the outside though. We do take the lead. Now let's see how much of this place we can remember then. As it's been a while since we've ridden around here. So it's going to be an adventure on board our Superbike, just like our TT that. This is the first time round here on board this bike. Of course, previously it was with the Super Sport bike. So that's a very tricky right-hander, that corner, very deceiving. That's why we had to dab the brake to get it down to 5th. As you always say, you can carry more speed than you can through that corner. Well, if you attempt that, there's a fence on the outside that would disagree with you. Just like there's a wall on the outside of this corner if you take it in 4th and carry too much speed through it. As you go through the left-hander in 5th. Nicely done. As again, there's some bumps there through that left-hander because of the roundabout. Now into this right-hander. We're leaned in way too early. Very cautious in 3rd gear. But you get away in the lead as you've got a couple of riders through of us and everyone else has disappeared. As you lose the lead temporarily though. So almost halfway through this opening lap, we've already got a massive divide in the field. As we head into this very long left-hander, remember this, because it leads into the hairpin as, thanks to the 2 riders, almost got pushed over there. Really, they are massive idiots. Our opponent, as 3rd just takes that position from us, very bumpy that hairpin corner. Almost going to the back of them as well for braking. So we've got a gang of 4 at the front and everyone else way behind. So let's just cruise along in 4th here. I remember the opening after that pretty well. This second after that, post hairpin, not as good. But we've got some hairs in front, got some riders to follow. You can guide the way for us. Just remember there's another tricky right-hander coming up. Here it is. Get down to 3rd, get your braking done. Got to watch out for that corner because you've got the pavement sticking out the inside. And if you carry too much speed or lean in too late, well, you've got some trees on the outside which will very much mangle you. So, very tricky corner. As you go through the left, a bit wide in 6th. Maybe got to get it down to 5th, do some engine braking for that corner. So now we've got the 90-degree right at the end of the lap. Get down to 2nd. There you go, that's nicely done. And then we've got our final corner, don't we? Which is flat out on a Super Sport bike. Oh, slight lifts on the Superbike though. So you do this lap in around 3:20. There's some bumps on the start-finish straight, that's why we're lifting majorly. And on a Super Sport bike, wasn't it around 15 seconds slower than that? That's incredible the difference is. Around a 3:40, wasn't it? Or 3:45. So 20 to 25 seconds. As you're being cautious through these opening corners on this 2nd lap. We're losing touch of the front 3, but I really don't mind that. Just as long as we survive this race. There's going to be plenty of outtakes after this race. I can guarantee you that. So stick around. Or you hopefully stay upright as you go into this right-hander down to 5th. Look at that, so cautious. We are definitely in a world of our own in this race. You can see that absolutely insane, the gap behind. What happened to everyone else? Was there just a mass pile up or something behind? As you go for the right hander. Then into the left. Oh, short shift off the fifth. Forgot about that. Because you got those bumps there for the roundabout of all those things. And breaking a straight line, which is always tricky to do on these road courses. Sometimes I forget about that, and then that leads to incidents, and that leads to stuff at the end of the video rather than during the main part. But remembered just fine this time around. As we're approaching halfway mark for this race, and I think we can say we're going to finish 4th at least. Just where are we going to finish? Are they going to have incidents in front? As we stay upright? You never know. So we go into this hairpin. Such a bumpy corner as well. It's not just tight, it's bumpy. There you go. As you can see, it's pretty narrow on the exit as well, so you've got to be careful getting the power down. You just about survived that. So now through this left hander, you've got to lift off, get on the power. Same with the right. You've got so many corners like this where you're around 70% throttle through them. You're just lifting slightly as well, like going in or going out. You know, it really does pay off to be brave around this track, which I think the top 3 are showing off. But we're showing off how to be cautious and finish 4th just off the podium. So you go uphill through the right. Now you go down to 5th for the left. A bit wide on the exit onto the pavement. But that was the right idea, it seems like. Until you got into throttle a bit early. As they're virtually crawling through this right-hander now. You can hear the crowd. You get some encouragement, don't you? In that massive crowd on start-finish line through that right-hander. You see you lift majorly through the last corner. And on to the final lap of this race. Got to lift for the bumps on this start-finish straight. Now should do that. And through the left. And then the right. Bit of a bigger lift. And then lift for the bumps on the exit. So that top 3 are absolutely glued together. It looks like. Now we've got some runes from this race, as you can see on the windscreen. Still can't believe how dirty it gets at the TT circuit. Oh, you meant to see on the second lap. Need wipers on these bikes. That's what we need. Go for the left and right. We're basically just lifting everywhere now. We're in, I wouldn't say 50% mode, more like 60 to 70% mode. Actually make that 50%. We are in TT core survival mode in this final lap. Surely one of them's going to have an incident in front. I can't be riding that hard against each other in this final lap. With a win on the line. I'm not saying it just because I want a podium. But you've seen how much our opponents are idiots in this game. Surely it's going to happen. Let's go through the left. And lift off. Breaking a straight line. Down to 3rd for the right. Doesn't get distracted by the hot air balloon to the left hand side on the exit. Just look at the road. Don't be looking to the sky. They may look pretty similar at the moment. The sky's a bit blackened. A bit cloudy. It's got the sun poking through. Let's go through this long left hander. You can really carry the speed until this point where it really tightens up. And for the rest of the way, just cruising into this corner. It looks like green bike's now dropped to the back. The lead trio. We go through the hairpin. Where is everyone else? Have they actually survived the other laps? Because I swear there wasn't just 4 of us in this race. I swear it was 8. We'll see at the end of the race. They actually have finished. Haven't seen them at all, so they must be just way behind. Go through the left and the right. Major braking into that right hander. Still getting used to the brakes as well on this Superbike. I'm not finding them as good as the Super Sport bike at the moment, which is strange to say. It should be much better on the Superbike than the Super Sport bike, but just not got that feel at the moment. The brakes. Definitely had that on board the Super Sport bike. But of course we had a season to get used to it. We're only in our third event on board the Superbike, so it'll come to us maybe by the end of the season. As you survived the final real corner on this track. And saying that, this last corner is a bit tricky on the Superbike. But we make it through and cross the line in a very lonely place. Massive behind the top three, massive in front of the bottom four. Led by the BMWs, actually 3 BMWs and the Kawasaki. Got the Suter in second. Just half a second behind Honda, who wins. You've got Honda in third. Very good race for Honda. So we finally did the Antrim Speed Track mass start event. Finished in 4th. Just off the podium. God, we haven't been on the podium so far. Actually, I have been on the podium this season, haven't we? Just felt like a long time. As we've got some new events for July. So we've got the mountain course sections 10 and 11. Of course, we'll take that. Then you've got Prodigy Hunt, 2 races in the Super Sport category. We might skip an event for once. Don't think we'll do that. As then we have the Suit Invitation on the Superbike, the Triangle Raceway TT on the Superbike. Let's do choice 1. So we're gearing out for Superbike. We did Super Sport events in the first year. We want to do Superbikes in the second. As it still says season 1 though. So does season 1 count from that season to this season, and then season 2 from the beginning of next year? We'll see at the end of the season. Just like we'll see the mountain course again as we return to it for sections 8 and 10 next time out. But I hope you enjoyed the mass start event. I'll say I didn't because we have opponents which are idiots, but that leads to outtakes. I hope you enjoyed that after the end credits. But thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. I'm going to be pretty cautious braking for this corner. Oh, locked up slightly. Who's fast going on? That guy just... He just brake check everyone. Bit bumpy on the exit as well. But survive. Boy, does it take some adapting to these Superbikes to push it. Oh, you take 4th. Take 3rd, and somehow survive, scraping along the wall. The exit. And here we are, revving up at the start in 2nd.